right now I'm just really focused on building and developing the artists and producers that I believe in, like Dylan. Like that's my main focus, and because I'm in a situation as far as contracts go and deals go, I'm in a little bit of a predicament where I can't really do everything that I want to do. So I'm not going to be idle. I'm not going to sit and, oh, I'm not able to do anything, so I'm not going to make anything happen for anybody else. No, I'm here to help people. So that's what I'm focused on doing. I'm not going to compare myself to Kobe Bryant, but Kobe Bryant said something in an interview the other day, which I was like, yo, that's me. He said, I'm not a great friend. I was never a great boyfriend, or, you know, because I was so dedicated to where I wanted to be. I didn't have time to go out to parties and, you know, turn up with the fam and with friends and all that. I was a loner, you know. A lot of people knew me. I was popular in school, but it's just because I was a funny guy, and I just happened to make pretty nice beats, I guess. But yeah, what's it like? It's a constant. I'm trying to look for an interesting word here. It's a constant race against myself. It's a constant race against myself because I'm always trying to outdo myself. In a nutshell, what it's like being me, milestones. That's how I sum up my life, because I'm always trying to reach milestones. Yeah. Every day. Whether it's basketball, not just music. I try to get better on my left hand on the basketball court. Like, I'm always trying to be the best on the basketball court. Yeah, just determined individual, that's it. Well, recently my girlfriend. Recently, my girlfriend. I wish we could record this so I could get some brownie points when I get in the car later. But I think about her a lot. But after that, I'll be like, how can I make the craziest you know what today? How can I make the craziest ish today? Like, I just wake up and go like, what can I do today to further propel me to where I want to be? I mean, that's ultimately sitting in the audience of the Grammy Awards because my song has been nominated. So what steps can I take today and to get closer to that? Oh man, this is very hard. This is very difficult. Okay. Rock With You, Michael Jackson. And Remember the Time. I'm going to get two because I can make the rules.
Okay.
So Remember the Time, Rock With You, or whatever it's called, and Grinding by the Clips.
Alright, classic.
Right.
Grinding by the Clips. I'll tell you why. That drum pad, I've never heard that. I've never heard. I've never. When I was 8 hearing that, 7, 8, I was like, yo, this is the most amazing like stuff like ever made. And those are the records that made me want to do what I do. And when I played on that keyboard, it's called a Korg Triton, and I found that drum kit, boom, 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 I played it for like, I swear, probably like 4 hours. I was doing every sound to it, like it was just crazy. So yeah, those are the 3 records, yeah. When it comes to artists not writing their own material, it's very common. I don't want you guys to sit here and think, oh, she doesn't write her stuff, so she's fake. No, that's been on. People were writing for Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People were. He has songwriters. You know what I mean? It's a big part of the industry. Having songwriters write for you. Rihanna, perfect example. She almost 90% of her stuff is written by other people. Esther Dean, Rico Love, the list goes on. But that's good. But it's not far fetched. It's not wrong to have a song written by somebody and you sing it. Some of these artists can't write.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know what? Let me actually, you know, kind of just like only make it let me think what the word is. Geared towards rappers is what I mean. As far as you know, those people who get on things like Hot 97 and like, yeah, you know, I write my own stuff. You know, I'm the best in the game, and then come to find out they don't write their own stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's more of what I'm speaking on.
Okay. So you're talking about the phonies out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first off, proper etiquette when it comes to that is nobody's supposed to know that you don't write your own stuff. Because at the end of the day, you're giving off, what am I trying to say here?
An illusion.
Image. You're giving off an image that the songs you're singing are you. That's why you see, when I was like a little kid, girls were walking around with Britney Spears book bags, lunch boxes. I mean, Britney Spears was big.
Yeah.
But the illusion is she's so amazing because she's Britney Spears and she sings and she writes all the stuff that she's saying. That's the illusion. People don't know about the behind the scenes things that go on for these big stars like a Britney Spears or Rihanna. So my take on that is, if you're a rapper, if you know you don't write your own stuff, don't go around saying that you write your own stuff, because everything comes to light.
Yes.
Because you get smart people like the people that are in here right now who actually look up credits. They actually look up stuff, who wrote what, who contributed to what. And it's very accessible now. You can go on Wikipedia and find out everybody that had everything to do with any song on any album. So I just think that we live in a day and age now where artists have to be more just honest and complete about their art. Maybe you're a rapper who can't rap, but your delivery is the best ever.
Yeah, yeah.
So you need people who write lyrics.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like personally, you know, there is an artist that I found out that I was very I was very like, you mean to tell me that they don't write their own stuff? And I was like, what? And then, you know, it's crazy because in the beginning of their career they did, but then when they started to blow up, it was kind of like they didn't write their own stuff anymore. So that's something that I feel like is, if you start off writing your own stuff, then it should be all the time.
Yeah, and you're right about that. You're right about that to an extent. But you're completely right. But to an extent, the extent is sometimes the biggest artist, songwriter, sometimes you need help.
Yeah,
because you know,
of course.
Because you know, if I'm Beck. Yeah. Beck, right? Not a lot of people know who Beck is, but he just won Album of the Year, which was very controversial. But even people like him who play 14 instruments, they write everything that they ever did. Sometimes there's a song that calls for something that someone else only can bring.
Yeah.
So you might say, oh, you know what? I'm Esther Dean, right? Esther Dean, if you don't know, that's she wrote what? She wrote Rude Boy, Rihanna. I mean, people, everything you can think of, she's written on. But that's beside the fact. She might say, oh, with this chorus, you know, Rico Love can write this better. Because I know that little line that he said on, that he wrote for Usher on There Goes My Baby, something like that will work. So let me bring him in. So sometimes, yeah, you do get help. But the difference with what you're saying is, you're saying the people who don't highlight the help that they get. Well, try to take credit, right?
Well, sort of, but when I did my research on this artist, I found out that they're wrote like the entire thing.
Oh,
like
yeah,
he was like the writer behind the album, and it just shocked me. I was like, wow, so you know things like this can actually happen where someone starts off being an original, where it's just like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, and the last thought to that question is, sometimes you're just highly marketable.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean, sometimes you're just really good looking. You can dance. You have this stage presence that just can't be duplicated. So labels and all these, you know, higher echelon people, they're gonna put you in the position they know that can make them money.
Yeah.
So that was a big rumor with Chris Brown. That was a big rumor going around the industry when Chris Brown first got on. It was rumored that, oh, he only got on because of his looks and stuff like that. That was a big misconception about that. Like no, Chris Brown's great, but that's the way that this industry thinks. It's very political. If you have a nice body or something like that, you can dance really well, you're good. Because there's writers and people like me who can create stuff for you to sing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
So at the end of the day, everybody benefits from everybody. Yeah. That's what the industry's really.
So, do you have like any words for anybody else that wants to be, you know, in the music industry, a producer, artist, a rapper, singer, anything like that?
No words. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Geez. If I have any, first off, guys, you gotta bear with. I've been here speaking all day, so I've been saying all this kind of over and over again, but it doesn't bother me. I'd say, whether you want to be singer, songwriter, session player, engineer, mix engineer, mastering engineer, an intern for an engineer, whatever it is, just know that you really can. And like I said today, I kept using this analogy today. It doesn't matter if you were from Topeka, Kansas, right? Topeka, Kansas. What do you think of when you think of Topeka?
What
just flat land. I rode through Topeka, Kansas. So I'm just sitting here like, there's nothing here. There's nothing. But I do know that there's somebody in Kansas right now who is in 7th grade, just like I was. And he or she wants to be a music producer or a songwriter. But they're probably thinking, I live in Kansas. I mean, the closest place they can go is probably Nashville, you know, to really, because that's songwriting mecca right there. Country, you know, country songwriting in general. Tennessee, Nashville is the place for that. But they're probably thinking, oh, I live in Kansas. There's nobody here. Nobody comes to Kansas to perform. Like, how am I going to get the resources or whatever? Well, how are you going to get them? By creating a plan. You always have to have a plan and what you want to do. Figure out what you want to do. Then figure out how you're going to do it. Then give yourself a timeline. Okay, by this age or this year, I want to be at this point. And if I'm not here by this point, I'm not going to say have a backup plan. I would never say that. I would never say have a plan B. Because when you're trying to do something extraordinary, there's no plan B. It's either I'm going to do this or
not do it.
Yeah, or I'm going to be homeless. This is my life. So, whatever it is, I mean, whatever it is, man, like, you can do it. As long as you create the pathway for yourself. Don't ever depend on anybody.
Say it again.
Yeah, don't ever depend. Don't ever depend on anybody. Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
Hallelujah.
Yes. And if you're in the car, I want you to turn to your neighbor and say, girl, don't depend on nobody. Let's give them a second to do it. Okay. But yeah, that's it. Whatever you want to do. If you're 40, if you're 50, if you're 80, and you never got a chance to land a record, keep going until the day you on your deathbed. So when you die and you leave behind whatever you leave behind, what you're leaving behind is maybe you're not LeBron James or Timberland, but you're leaving behind a legacy for your family to say, oh, man, you know, man, John, man, he worked at music for like 80 years, man. Like he never landed a big record. But until 79 years old, until he was 80 years old, he kept writing songs. So that just inspires, I mean, it just inspires people to never give up. I'll give you another one. There's a producer by the name of Dr. Luke. He executive produced Nicki Minaj's album, whether you guys know it or not. He's a white person. Yes, he is.
There's hope.
Soul.
There's hope for me.
Yes, and he produced Only. Okay, we're just gonna leave that there.
Only? Oh wow.
Him and Circuit produced Only, and they did Dark Horse together as well.
Oh wow.
But yeah, Dr. Luke played piano on Saturday Night Live. I mean, for years. So he had a knack for creating. Dr. Luke didn't start getting #1 records. He has like 40-something number one records to his name. Majority of them are Katy Perry's records that he produced and wrote. But moral of the story is he didn't start getting #1 so he's like 30-something, like mid-30s. So like, I mean, he had a great job playing for Saturday Night Live, but
yeah,
he wanted more than that. So did he say to himself, "Oh, I'm 30-something and I can't do it. I'm just too old to chase this." Oh my goodness. No, he utilized his resources, or he went out to go get new resources. And he's Dr. Luke today, one of the most respected music producers today. So, moral: never give up. Always go for what you believe in.
Do you work on that Dr. Luke impersonation? Have you worked on that before?
That's my impersonation for all.
Oh, okay. I like it. I think it was good. I think it was good.
Well, actually, I do work on it from time to time. Yeah. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I mean, just I am on a platform, aren't I?
What do you mean?
I am. Like, I'm on a platform right now. People can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say. To anybody in Atlantic City right now who raps, sings, songwrites, or
And everybody listen to this part.
or whatever, yeah, please listen to this. I've been wanting to say this for a long time. Stop trying to be modern. Stop saying to yourself, ooh, he auto-tuned his voice on this part, so let me do it. No, that's not the key to musical greatness. That's not the key to it. The key to musical greatness is, and this is not just coming from me, because I'm nowhere near musical greatness, but I've been around musical greatness and I've talked to musical greatness, and musical greatness has taught me some things. I mean, Grammy Award winning producer songwriters, just wisdom that I have. So this isn't just me thinking I'm on a pedestal and I can talk down to people. This isn't this. This isn't that. This is just wisdom. So stop trying to imitate everything that you hear on the radio. Stop auto-tuning your voice when it does not need auto-tuning.
Please don't.
Stop doing it. Okay? The only reason why T-Pain did it is because he pioneered, I'm not going to say he pioneered the sound because Zach Rogers did that, but he found a way He found an innovative way to use auto-tune to his advantage. Does this mean T-Pain cannot sing? A lot of people think that T-Pain can't sing. But
he actually can.
He's a very good vocalist.
Yeah.
Very good vocalist. I mean, he's not Celine Dion or Chris Brown or something of a great vocalist like that, Sam Smith, but he can sing. Yeah. But he found a tool that nobody else was using, and that's what you guys don't understand today. You have to find a tool that works in a way that nobody else is using that tool. Yeah. Everybody has access to a wrench. Yeah. You can go to Ace and get a wrench, right, and use it for anything. But maybe you can take a wrench home and
turn it into like a chainsaw.
Turn it into a chainsaw, or invent something out of that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're still using that wrench that's accessible to everybody else in the world.
You can have that same wrench, but nobody else can build what you build.
Like today, Timbaland has his favorite quote: "I can give you all my drum sounds, but you won't play them like me, like I can." I gave Dylan some drum sounds today. Do I feel threatened because he might create something that I create? I know he's not going to create what I create, and I know I'm not going to create what he creates. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, he's using it to his innovative advantage. I'm using it to my innovative advantage. So try to find what's going to separate you from the pack. What's going to make you stand out to these record labels? Because that's what everybody wants to do. I don't understand why everybody wants to get a deal now. That's not the way. That's not the society we live in today.
Independency.
Independence, yes. Independent. You do not need a record label to sell 1 million records. And you know what? I'm putting a too high standard on the industry right now, because not a lot of people are even selling 1 million records. Taylor Swift did that. But to sell 300,000 copies of something that you did, all you need is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud. That's all you need. You don't need you don't need Epic Records, you don't need Interscope, you don't need none of these people. You want to get yourself popping. Then, okay, Mac Miller. If you guys don't know his little story. He's an independent artist for as long as I can remember. But Warner Brothers offered him $10 million deal.
Oh man.
That's when he signed the deal. Not coming out and say, ooh, I'm hot, I want to sign to a record label so I can say I'm signed. He didn't do that. Macklemore still hasn't done that. Macklemore has 4 Grammys, correct? 4? I think so.
Yeah, I think 4.
Macklemore is selling more records than people who are backed by the biggest record labels and the biggest distribution, the biggest distributors that there are. He's making more money than anybody. Because why? He owns his own pub, he owns everything he does, he owns it. He puts it out. Kevin Hart, another one. He didn't venture off and sign with a company or whatever. Heartbeat Productions. All the stuff he does on tour, all the DVD, the specials that he releases, and people pay to go see him, who gets all the money? Yeah. Kevin Hart and his team.
Yeah.
He don't got to answer to nobody. He don't. And that's what I want to say. Stop limiting yourself. Like, stop limiting yourself. It really makes me mad because it's like this. Why do you want to be like somebody else? Why do you want to sound like somebody else? What significance are you bringing to yourself that you want to sound like somebody else? It's no point of sounding like somebody else. But I'm not saying don't study who you admire the most and try to mimic them, because that's how greats become greats. Michael Jackson looked up to James Brown. He studied his footwork and then made the footwork his own work. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest of all time, right? Who did he study? Dr. J, Larry Bird, people who he looked up to and modeled. Kobe Bryant. You look on YouTube, this is a great example. You go on YouTube and look up Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, identical plays. You'll see a split screen. And one of the screens to the left is Michael Jordan doing his stuff, his certain moves. And on the other side, it's Kobe doing the exact same, I mean, to the fluid motion of the wrist, the way the fingertips leave the ball, it's the same thing. And in that interview on Monday on NBA TV, he said, Jordan's technique was just so flawless. I wanted to make sure mine was just as flawless. So what did he do? He copied Michael, stole his moves. He stole them. But in the long run, he started making those moves his own, started putting his own spin onto them. And that's ultimately what I did with Pharrell and Timbaland. I sounded like them. People were telling me I sounded like them when I was in 8th grade. Because I tried to make what they were making. But I started getting so good at what they do. And what do? They make good music. So I was sounding like them, so obviously I'm making good music if I sound like that, right?
Yeah.
Then I started getting so good that, ooh, let me try this instead of what Pharrell would do. Let me try some of my stuff. That's when you start realizing, ooh, I have my own little concoction here.
Yeah.
I can be great on my own.